It's my third time going live. I don't have anything written down. I have no idea what I'm about to say. I just know the subject. But I just want to apologize in advance if you leave me a comment or ask a question and I don't reply. It's simply because I don't want to get distracted. Like I said, I'm new to this live stuff. So yeah, I just want to make sure I don't get sidetracked from the message. At the end, if you have questions, I will do my best to answer. But during the live, don't be surprised if I don't respond to your comments because I'm not reading them. Because I get distracted very easily. So yeah, I don't know who's going to be watching, but I just have a message that I feel called to share. If you hate working a 9 to 5, it's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's because God has called you to do more with your life. God has called you to do more with your life than just working a 9 to 5 every day or 5 days a week, which is still a lot. Because if you think about it, let's say you work a 9 to 5, you're probably getting up about 6:30 in the morning. And after you get off work, you probably ain't gonna get home until 5:30. So from 6:30 to 5:30, you're working for somebody else, working for somebody else's dream life. And 11 hours a day, that's more time than you spend sleeping. That's even more time than you actually have free time to live your life and do what you want. Think about it. It's 24 hours in a day. You're going to sleep 7 to 8 of those hours. And then you're going to spend 11 hours of your day, a chunk of your day, working for somebody else, making somebody else richer and helping them towards their dream life. And don't get me wrong, there are some people who genuinely like their 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's people who like the security. They like the stability. They like the fact that they have benefits in retirement. And guess what? There's nothing wrong with that. If that's genuinely what you want, but I have a weird feeling. If you're watching this video, that's not what you want. I have a feeling if you're watching this video, you're one of those crazy people like me who just cannot work a 9 to 5. And it's not because I'm too good to work a 9 to 5. It's simply because I know in my spirit God does not want me spending that much time of my existence doing that. God has called me to do greater things. And that's another thing. Don't feel like you shouldn't want to make a living off your purpose. Don't feel like you're bad or wrong for wanting to make a living off what God has called you to do. He wants you to make a living off of what He's called you to do because guess what? If you're making a living off your purpose, that means you can dedicate more time to your purpose. Instead of spending 11 hours, pretty much 11 hours of your day, getting ready for a job and going into a job, and you're having to squeeze in time for your purpose work after you don't work the 9 to 5 and you're drained and tired, you have to muster up the energy to work towards your purpose. God does not want you to live the rest of your life like that. He doesn't. So that's another thing that I want to say. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for wanting to make a living off your purpose and the work God has called you to do. Money is energy. Unfortunately, in this matrix, we have to pay bills. You have to pay to eat. You have to pay to have shelter over your head. You literally have to pay for everything. Why would God not want you to be able to take care of yourself off the work He's called you to do? But aside from that, you're not crazy for not wanting to work a 9 to 5, and you're not lazy. You just know in your spirit you were called to do more. There's more to life than doing this. I remember I was working at a call center for almost 9 years, and I started working there when I was 18. And at first, I liked it. It was cool. I was complacent. I didn't realize it, but at the time, I was just complacent. And I thought I wanted to move up the corporate ladder. So I applied to be a job coach, didn't get the position. I applied to be in QA, didn't get the position. So I'm feeling rejected. And I'm like, man, like, I don't understand. Like, I want to make more money. Like, I want to move up. And I didn't realize the reason why I didn't get those positions is because God knew before I knew. God knew that wasn't what I wanted deep down in my spirit. And I'm happy looking back, I'm happy that I never got those positions because I probably would have been complacent. I probably would have still been working there. But once I got to about 5 years of working there, I was just sick and tired. I was so sick and tired. And anytime they would go over my monitors with me, they would always say, CSR sounds sick and tired. CSR sounds sick and tired. And I didn't realize it, but I was literally sick and tired. I was so stressed out. Not because the job was just so terrible or crazy. I was stressed out because I was suppressing the person God called me to be. I was living a lie and it was literally making me sick. So when I would come into work and it was time for me to talk on the phone, yes, I literally would sound sick and tired. People would call in and like sometimes they would say like, "Are you okay? You sound sick. Like you sound like you're getting over a cold." And I would just be so irritated like, "Leave me alone. Just be normal and let me help you with this call so we can get off." Like that's what I would be thinking. But I didn't realize, Kyla, you literally are sick and tired. You're literally sick and tired of doing this, living in a loop every single day. I gotta wake up at 6:30 to go to this place that I hate. And then from 5:30 to about 10 p.m., then I can do whatever I want. Even though I spent way more time at this job and not even just at the job, but preparing to go to the job, I spent more time doing that than anything else. If you spend 11 hours getting ready for work, traveling to work, and then traveling back home. 11 hours out of a 24-hour day. And then if you're lucky, you get 8 hours of sleep. And then the leftover time that you have is less than you doing this whole 9 to 5 thing. And when I really started thinking about that, I was like, yo, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I can't. I've been here 5 years. And at first, I thought maybe I just need to get another job. Maybe it's the job that I don't like. And people would be like, you should apply to Chase. You should apply to Discover. You could make more money working here. You could make more money working there. And I was like, yeah, but it's going to be the same politics. It's going to be the same system. People telling you when you can go on break, telling you when you have to log in. If you don't log in by this time, you might get written up. You like it's so many restrictions and rules. Being told how much time you can take off work, having to request time off. Like that just did not sit right with me. And these are all normal things. And most people accept it. And like I said, it's nothing wrong with those people who, if they accept it, that's their business. But I'm just not one of those people. And I used to think it was something wrong with me because I would be looking around, seeing people take calls and listening to them, and they actually sound happy to be on the phone. They actually sound happy to be on the phone. And I'm like, what is wrong with me that anytime a call comes in, like my body just automatically goes into fight or flight because I literally felt like I was a robot. Like hearing that beep and knowing that I have a script that I have to read and having to talk and speak a certain way, that did not sit right with my spirit. And I felt like I was going crazy because I'm like, how are these other people around me able to do it without like looking or sounding like they miserable? Because I can't hide it. When I answer this phone, I sound miserable, even though I would try my best to be positive. But that's because deep down in my spirit, I knew and God knew that He's called me to do more than that with my life. So, yeah, there will be times I will be leaving work crying, crying my eyes out driving home. And I'm just like, God, I know there has to be more to life than this. Like, I cannot do this anymore. I feel trapped. I feel stuck. I would be crying my eyes out almost every single day. And I really was like, maybe I'm just crazy because I can't get with the program. I am not good at this shit because I'm a free spirit and I'm, kind of rebellious. So yeah, it just did not sit right with my spirit. After a while, I was just tired. I was literally sick and tired. I I was so stressed and so tired. I started having physical symptoms where I'm gonna be real. I'm not even trying to be dramatic. I thought I was dying. I thought I had some type of terminal illness. Like I would be randomly having heart palpitations and like I would have this sharp pain in my chest. Then I would be having migraines. I didn't even know what it was at the time. I just knew it felt like something was moving around in my head. And I'm just like, yo, what is going on with my body? Like, I was even bleeding in between my periods. I had so many symptoms. My hair was falling out in clumps. Like, it was so crazy. And I was constantly going to the doctors, telling them, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm having this happen. I'm having that happen. Like, all these different symptoms. And they're like, are you sure it's not just stress? And I would get pissed off because I'm like, no, it's not stress. There's something wrong with me. You guys need to figure it out. But come to find out, it was stress. It was stress working that 9 to 5, not even that 9 to 5, but just being in that system in general. That was stressful. And on top of that, the living situation I had at the time was very stressful too. So it's like when I'm at home, I'm stressed. When I'm at work, I'm stressed. So literally, my body started breaking down. And I literally just got to a point where I'm like, yo, I'm fucking sick and tired. Excuse my language. But I'm sick and tired. Like at this point, I don't give a fuck anymore. I actually want them to fire me. I'm gonna keep showing up and kind of doing good, but at the same time, I kind of don't give a fuck. Like I'm just so sick of this. Like I don't even know if I lost my job. I don't even know what I would do for money, but I really don't give a damn because I'm just getting to a point where I just cannot take this shit anymore. And around that time, when I was like, yo, I don't give a fuck if y'all fire me. If I want to call off, I'm going to call off. If I come in a little late, it is what it is. Like, I was just like, I did not give a fuck. And they noticed that. And that's why I got away with so much because they just like, we gonna leave her alone because she seemed like she don't really want to be fucked with and she don't come in here and bother nobody. So we gonna let her slide. Because they could sense that I was just tired. I was fed up. And damn, what was I gonna say? I just been like talking, like it's not even me talking right now. This is all God. Cause like I said, I don't have any script. And I literally prayed, God, tell me what to say. Use me as a vessel, use me as a messenger. I want you to take full control over the words that come out of my mouth. But yeah, I was just sick and tired. And I even went down to part time because that's how much I just couldn't take it. So I'm like, I can't afford to quit right now, but I'm going down to part time. I don't give a fuck about losing my health benefits. I don't care about not having paid vacations. I don't care about none of that. I want to be here as least as possible. I want to decrease my hours as much as I can without becoming homeless. That's pretty much where I was. So around that time, one of my cousins, he was like, why don't you get into gig work? Why don't you just do gig work? And I'm like, I don't really know about that. It's not stable, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yo, if you really apply yourself and you know how to hustle, you can make way more money doing gig work than working a 9 to 5. And I was hesitant at first, and I'm just like, yo, this sounds too good to be true. So I was like, no, I'm like, really, I was scared. I'm gonna just be honest. I was fearful. But once I got to that point where I got pushed to the edge, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck no more. If y'all want to fire me, do what y'all gonna do. I didn't say that, but that was the type of energy I was giving off. Like, I would just be laughing, like, yo, if y'all want to fire me, then, do what y'all got to do. But I got to that point and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and try this gig work stuff out. And around that time, my job was super slow. So they would be begging people to go home. Like, hey, who wants to leave early? Like, hey, you want to get tomorrow off? Like, it won't be counted against your vacation or off time. And I would be like, me? I would be the first person to volunteer. Because, like I said, I was fed up. I was sick and tired. And what was I saying? Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Since I have a day off, I'm going to try this gig work stuff out. And the first day, I made more money than I did working my 9 to 5. And I was like, I think this might be something that's going to get me out of that. Because even though this isn't my purpose either, I would be way happier doing this because I have more freedom. I have more flexibility. I don't have to answer to a boss. I don't have to be told when I can take time off and when I have to clock in and when I can clock out. So I'm like, look, until I'm making a living off my purpose, I am fine with just doing gig work because I feel way more free not having to be micromanaged and really having more flexibility to do the work God has called me to do. So I was like, you know what? I think my cousin was right. And I was very strategic. I didn't just up and quit the next day. I stayed probably for another, I stayed for like another 4 or 5 months. Oh, Lord Jesus, I needed that water. Yeah, I stayed for like another 4 or 5 months because I wanted to stack up my money. I wasn't no fool. I wasn't about to just, I wasn't about to just say F it. I wanted to be prepared. So I stacked up my money and I'm going to be real. I knew that we were getting our yearly bonus in March. This was March of 2020. By the grace of God, I have not worked a 9 to 5 since March of 2020. But yeah, March of 2020, I knew we were getting big bonuses. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put in my 2 week notice right after I get that bonus. And that's exactly what I did. So yeah, ever since then, I haven't worked a 9 to 5. And I'm going to be real. I am still not making enough to pay all my bills from my purpose work. Even though I have gotten paid some money for my purpose work, it's not enough to pay all my bills. But I know it's going to happen because I'm doing what God has called me to do. I have never felt so alive, even though I'm gonna be real, it is a little challenging at times juggling between doing my purpose work and doing the work that pays my bills. But I'm just happy to not be working a 9 to 5 anymore. I feel so much more free. And I know I'm going to feel even better once I'm making a living off my purpose. And I don't have to do gig work anymore because then I can dedicate more of my time doing things like this and making these videos, teaching and preaching and aspiring. So, like I said, don't feel bad for wanting to make a living off your purpose. God wants you to make a living off your purpose. And I'm going to be real, I can't tell you exactly what to do. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you feel trapped, and you know deep down in your spirit, God has called you to do greater things. I can't tell you exactly what you need to do because everybody has different paths, everybody has different journeys. But what I will tell you is pray, talk to God, ask God to guide you, ask God to tell you what to do, ask God to order your steps, and He will. Literally, I've just been following the breadcrumbs every day. I just wake up and I just follow the breadcrumbs. I listen to my intuition. I listen to my spirit. And every single morning, I ask God, please order my steps. Tell me what to do. Tell me where to go. Order my steps. Guide me. Lead me to the desires of my heart. These are the things that I say to God every single day. And he's slowly been revealing to me what he's doing. But you know, God, he's mysterious. He ain't going to give you the full picture. And at this point, I'm okay with that. I'm going to just keep following the breadcrumbs and doing what he's called me to do. So, yes, I don't know who needed to hear that. Oh, I need some more water. I've just been talking and talking and I haven't taken a breath. Mm. Oh, water is so refreshing. Oh, Foxy looking a little crazy right now. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't know who needed to hear that message, but I pray that the message blessed you and I pray that it spoke to you. And by the way, if you need coaching, if you need spiritual guidance, if you need help healing, if you need help shifting your mindset, I would love to work with you. After the live, I'm going to put my website in the description box. Goodness gracious, Foxy's looking crazy today. I didn't really do nothing to her. I just fluffed her out. Yeah, I'm going to put my website in the description box, or you can just type in www.coachwithkai.com. And yeah, like I said, I would love to work with you. And yeah, I pray this message blessed you. I don't know what else to say, but I love you guys. And bye. I'll see y'all soon. Hopefully.